Speaking of green, a team that wears green and makes its fans' faces turn green on a weekly basis, the New York Jets. And look, here's what they're doing. And this was beautiful last night. During the game, the Jets announce that they will cut Le'Veon Bell. And CBS cuts in James Brown. They throw to James Brown from the game in Nashville. And what does he say? The Jets have released Le'Veon Bell. No. And you look around Twitter. Jets have released Le'Veon Bell. No. It's not how it works. Can't release Le'Veon Bell until 4 o'clock Eastern today. You can announce you're going to release him. He's not released yet. He's still a member of the Jets. And, why are you Florio complaining about some obscure rule? Bingo! No. We've seen this time and again. We've spoken about this time and again. This is the baited hook being tossed into the pond in a last-ditch effort to catch a fish. Because once the teams out there that may have interest in Le'Veon Bell know he's going to be released, there is a reason to try to trade for him, even if the Jets are paying 95% of the contract, even if you're only giving them a conditional 7th-round draft pick, there is still a possibility that he's going to be traded. And we're saying this out of experience, Chris. We know this. We've seen this. Typically, there's a report that comes out in the morning. Team's going to cut a guy, and by 4 o'clock, they don't cut him. They found a trade partner. And the Jets announced it last night to have all of last night, all of this morning, and most of the afternoon to see if someone will offer them something to take Le'Veon Bell off their hands. Yeah. That's why they did it.
Yeah,
There's no reason to make that announcement last night. There's no strategic reason to do it other than to make it clear, here it is. Now's your last chance if you want Le'Veon Bell, other than having to potentially box out other teams to try to trade for him or to try to sign him once he's cut.
Right. I mean, it makes it, totally public, totally out there, gets fans in certain cities maybe clamoring like, oh, we should sign that guy. I mean, it does all that type of stuff. And you're right. Some of those teams who might have been maybe just thinking we're going to lay in the weeds and wait till he gets cut and then see where it goes from there. Oh, okay, now he's going to be released or whatever else. I mean, now there's going to be some competition, or maybe now you're going to pony up something just to get him, to make sure you have the rights to him. I don't know. Now, I think most of the league probably knew already that he was on the trade block, it sounds like.
Right, no, he was. They were calling around and they couldn't find any takers.
Right, and
exhausted all options.
And I think,
but now this is the last ditch. This is
sure.
It. This is your Hail Mary pass to try to get somebody to trade for.
Yeah, definitely that. And I also think it was like one of those things where probably at the end of the day they were just like, let's cut the cord right now. I'm sick of dealing with this. I don't even want to have to kind of deal with it tomorrow. Let's just get it out there now and be done with it. So we'll see. I mean, nobody's going to trade for Le'Veon Bell and pay him $6 million. The Jets are going to have to pony up some cash, I would imagine. And then the other thing is just, where does he land? And honestly, Mike, the way I look at it, and for a guy like Le'Veon Bell, if he doesn't get traded, he better be very careful what he picks here. This is a big spot in Le'Veon Bell's career. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is this close from falling to obscurity and just really being career over. If he goes to the wrong team here and shows he's not worth a damn on this team either, it'll be about the end of his career. Or he's certainly going to have to go back to the drawing board and change his game and change the way he's, his body, everything, because it hasn't been good. But when you look at it too, the funny thing is, Mike, I feel like only some of the good teams in football need the running backs to where he could end up on a team if I'm Seattle, I'm calling Le'Veon Bell. If I'm Kansas City, I'm calling Le'Veon Bell. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm calling Le'Veon Bell. Those are 3 teams right off the top of my head right away where I go, they're really good. That would make sense for Le'Veon Bell to be successful. They can win games, and they actually have a need at the position, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
Bell told me last year at the trade deadline the Texans, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Steelers, and maybe the Eagles were interested in trying to do something to trade for him. They just wanted him to reduce some of the guaranteed money for this year. He wasn't willing to do it. Now, if he's cut, here's the thing, and it's in his best interest to be cut because he gets to keep all of the balance of his salary, even without reduction, as termination pay under the CBA. He gets the $6 million even if he makes $2 million over the balance of the year, and he probably won't make that much with another team, but he gets to keep all of it. So it's better to be cut than traded at this point.
Right.
And yeah, he can go wherever he wants. What about the Bears? What about the Bears?
Definitely.
Wouldn't the Bears be a perfect destination?
No doubt.
They're trying to goose that offense. Tariq Cohen's out for the year. Le'Veon Bell would be perfect in Chicago.
100%.
Assuming he can still play.
Right. We're assuming he can still play. Exactly right. We don't really know. I mean, we really don't. We haven't even seen the ball in his hands enough or enough of a workhorse type, game plan around him to know what he really is. Is he even close to the guy we saw in Pittsburgh before the year he sat out in football? I mean, then he was definitely one of the 2 or 3 best running backs in the game. Right now, he's nowhere near that. And we don't know what he has left in the tank. And as we've seen with running backs, 2-3 years, you could be a totally different guy and not be like the superstar you once were. So the Bears, though, Mike, good one by you. You're right. I left them off. They certainly could use it. And it's an offense that suits him. It's spread out. Their run game's that kind of way, too, to where it's a spread out offense and kind of a zone blocking and just pick your way where you want to go. But he needs to make sure that if he does get released, he sets himself up for success. Because if not, next year it's league minimum, and it's going to be like, you got to make the team. It's not even going to be like, oh yeah, you're the workhorse number 1 superstar. It's going to be like, no, we're going to see if you can even make the team, and we'll go from there.
And if league minimum is all you're getting offered, then that may be when you walk away altogether, because it's not worth putting yourself through it when you have that much in the bank. When you've made that much, you've made $27 million over the last 2 years.
Yeah,
you don't need to play for the league minimum. This just shows you how bad it's gotten for the Jets and Le'Veon Bell. Because look, why not hold on to the guy for the next 3 weeks and see if a high-end running back with a contending team tears an ACL? That would open up a trade market that may not otherwise be there right now. But it's gotten so bad that they've got to cut the cord now. Why not just make him inactive for the next 3 weeks? Why not wait and see? I mean, I'm not going to name names, but it doesn't take a whole lot of brain power to come up with the list of the contending teams with high-end running backs who are a big part of the offense, who if they're done for the year, all of a sudden there would be potential interest in Le'Veon Bell. Why do it now when you've got 2 weeks and 6 days until the trade window closes? That tells me, Chris, how bad it is.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be pretty.
He's got to get him the hell out.
You're right. It's got to be pretty. They don't want him They don't want him in the building anymore. They've realized it's become an issue. I mean,
we got to get the hell out.
Okay, but I like your idea of maybe just making him inactive for a few weeks and doing that. Not a bad idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, make him inactive and then see what happens. And then you get something for him if somebody gets desperate.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.